Y'all, I need you to hear me clearly right now. The day I almost died was the same day my mama posted a selfie at a rooftop bar with the caption, "Living our best life." No phone call, no text, no "baby, you okay?" Nothing. I'm laying up in a hospital bed with tubes in my arm, and my own blood was somewhere sipping cocktails without a care in the world. But here's what they didn't know. God was already setting up the humbling they didn't see coming. My name is Diane Washington, and I need to tell you what happened when my family threw me away like yesterday's trash, because what God did next had every single one of them shook. Stay with me, because this story gets deep. I was the third of 4 kids, but honey, I might as well have been a roommate who paid rent and stayed out of the way. My mama, Carolyn, ran our household in Atlanta like a talent agency, and her #1 client was my older sister, Renee. Renee was everything in that house. Prettier, louder, more dramatic. She knew how to cry on command and laugh at just the right moment. Mama planned her life like a Broadway production. Cheerleading camps, beauty pageants, trips to New York, a fully funded college education at Spelman. And me? I was the one Mama called when she needed something done. "Diane, pick up Renee from practice. Diane, help your brother with his homework. Diane, I need you to handle dinner tonight. I'm tired." I handled everything: school, work, family errands, all while carrying a full load at Georgia State on a scholarship I earned myself, working 30 hours a week at a medical supply company downtown. People used to tell me I was so strong and so independent, and I'd smile and nod. But what they didn't understand was that nobody asked me to be strong. I was strong because nobody showed up for me. There's a difference. My saving grace was my Grandma Ida, Mama's mother. Grandma Ida saw everything. She'd pull me aside in the kitchen and whisper, "Baby, I see you. Don't you ever forget your worth." She'd slip me grocery money, show up to my college orientation when nobody else came, and call me every Sunday just to ask how I was really doing. Not surface level, "you good?" but really doing. When I made the dean's list junior year, Grandma Ida framed my certificate and hung it in her living room. My mama didn't even share the email I sent her. Senior year hit different. I was finishing my nursing degree, writing my capstone thesis, working full-time, and planning my pinning ceremony, a huge deal in the nursing world. It's the moment you officially become a nurse. My whole cohort was hyped. Families travel across the country for pinning ceremonies. It's sacred. I sent my family a save the date 4 months early, followed up 2 months out, then again 3 weeks before. Mama kept saying, "We'll be there, Diane, stop being so extra." My brother Marcus said he'd try. Renee said nothing, which was her version of a no. 2 weeks before the ceremony, I started feeling off. Headaches that wouldn't quit, dizzy spells I was chalking up to exhaustion. One morning, I nearly passed out in the break room at work. My coworker Tamika grabbed me and said, "Girl, you need to see a doctor, like today." I brushed it off. I didn't have time to be sick. Then Mama called. "Diane, I need to tell you something." Her voice had that breezy tone she used when she'd already made a decision and was just informing you. "You know Renee's been going through it with that breakup, so we're taking a little family trip to Miami to cheer her up. Just a few days." My stomach dropped. "Mama, when?" "We leave Friday, back Sunday night." My pinning ceremony was Saturday afternoon. I held the phone so tight my knuckles ached. "Mama, my pinning ceremony is Saturday." She paused like she was doing math. "Oh, Diane, baby, we already put the deposit down, and Renee really needs this right now. You understand, right? You're always so strong." There it was, that word again, strong. Like my feelings came with a mute button, like needing my family present at one of the biggest moments of my life was somehow asking too much. My daddy, Bernard, got on the phone briefly. "You know how your sister gets, Di. This is just easier for everybody." Then he handed the phone back like that was a complete sentence. I hung up and sat in my car in the hospital parking garage for 45 minutes, just Sat there. No tears at first. I was too numb. Then they came hard and fast. The ugly kind. The kind that'd been waiting years to fall. My best friend Keisha showed up at my apartment that Thursday night with jerk chicken, plantains, and an attitude on my behalf. They did what? She kept saying, pacing my living room floor. For Renee? Because she got dumped? Keisha was ready to call my mama personally. I talked her down. That night, I could barely sleep. The headaches had moved from annoying to genuinely scary, sharp, stabbing pain behind my right eye that made me see spots. I told myself it was stress. I told myself I just needed to get through Saturday and then rest. Saturday morning, I got dressed alone in my apartment, pinned my own name tag to my white uniform, took a selfie in the mirror, and sent it to Grandma Ida, who called me immediately. "My baby," she said, and I could hear her crying. "You look just like an angel. I am so, so proud of you." She told me she was watching the live stream from her assisted living facility, that she'd gotten the other residents to watch too. That made me laugh through my tears. The ceremony was beautiful. My cohort was incredible. When they called my name to receive my pin, the auditorium erupted. Keisha was losing her mind in the third row, hollering my government name. I walked across that stage with my head high. And then, mid-walk, the lights went sideways. I felt it hit me like a wall, blinding pressure behind my eye, a rush of heat, my legs going soft underneath me. I grabbed the dean's arm on instinct. I heard gasps. I heard Keisha scream my name. Then everything went black. I woke up in Grady Memorial Hospital with Keisha holding my hand and a neurologist standing over me with an expression I didn't like. They'd run a CT scan while I was unconscious. Brain aneurysm. Small, but dangerous. I had been walking around for weeks on the edge of something catastrophic. The doctor said if I'd waited another few days, if I'd been alone when it ruptured fully, I might not have made it. Keisha called my family. Mama and Daddy cut the Miami trip short and drove back that night. Renee came too, quiet for once in her life, mascara streaked down her face. When Mama walked into that hospital room and saw me hooked up to monitors, she broke down in a way I'd never seen before. She kept saying, my baby, over and over, and part of me wanted to comfort her, but another part of me, the part that had been invisible for 25 years, was exhausted. My daddy couldn't look me in the eye. He just kept squeezing my hand and saying, I'm sorry, Dee, over and over. I'm sorry, Dee. Grandma Ida called the hospital room directly. The nurses let her stay on the line. She prayed over me for 10 minutes straight, and I felt every single word. What happened next? I didn't plan it. God did. 3 days after my hospitalization, Grandma Ida called a family meeting at her facility. She had her attorney present. Nobody knew why. Grandma Ida had assets, a paid-off property in Decatur worth $340,000, retirement accounts, investments she'd quietly built over 40 years of working as a school principal. Nobody in our family had ever taken her seriously as a businesswoman. They just thought she was sweet old Grandma Ida. She looked around the room at my mama, my daddy, Renee, and my brothers. Then she looked at me in my wheelchair with my head still bandaged. I've watched this family for a long time, she said slowly, and I've seen which one of my grandchildren shows up, which one serves without being asked, which one was left alone in a hospital while y'all were taking pictures on a beach. She turned to her attorney. Read it. Grandma Ida had updated her will. Her property and the majority of her estate left entirely to me, a nursing scholarship fund set up in my name at Georgia State, and a letter, handwritten, that she made the attorney read aloud, detailing every moment she'd witnessed my family overlook me. The room was dead silent. Renee started crying. Mama tried to speak. Grandma Ida raised one hand and said simply, I'm not angry at y'all. I'm just correcting the record. I recovered fully. The aneurysm was treated. I passed my nursing boards 4 months later. I now work at Grady Memorial, the same hospital that saved my life.
My relationship with my mama is a work in progress. She calls more now, shows up more. I think almost losing me scared something awake in her. I'm not closing the door, but I'm not leaving it wide open either. Grandma Ida? Still sharp as a tack at 81, still calling me every Sunday, still hanging my achievements on her wall. And Renee? She actually apologized. A real one. No excuses, no, but you know how I am. Just, I took you for granted and I'm sorry. I didn't expect that. I'm still processing it. Here's what I know for sure. Being strong doesn't mean being a doormat. Being independent doesn't mean you don't deserve to be shown up for. And sometimes God lets people miss your moment so He can show them exactly what they lost. They threw me away like trash, but God had already decided I was treasure. My name is Diane Washington, and I'm still standing.